Hey guys, welcome back to Filara Spirit. I'm Topher, and today we are going to do a quick check-in to see what relationships are going to be bringing you for the year of 2022. A quick note, guys, I will be doing a more in-depth reading, which will be much longer for each pile. We're going to go over each section of life and destiny, etc. for the year of 2022, and possibly go through month by month as well. I haven't decided yet, but make sure you hit the bell so that you guys subscribe and hit the bell so you guys are notified when I release that one. But for now, we're going to have a quick overview. We have a treat again today. I'm with my partner, Chris.
Hello, and I will be doing some oracles for the general reading.
Yeah, we're going to have a look at what kind of relationships or what energy you will be attracting to yourself in the year of 2022, as well as having a look at what these relationships, or maybe a specific relationship, how it will be impacting your life. And then we're going to have a look with the Dark Goddess oracles, and maybe something that needs to be cleared in order to help the process along, make it move quicker, so that you can experience your relationships to their fullest potential. Okay, so as usual, guys, 3 piles to choose from: pile 1, pile 2, and pile 3. Pause the video, take a moment if you need to meditate and choose your pile. All the timestamps are somewhere around the video, and I will see you at your pile selection. Hey, pile 1, we're going to have a look at what relationships are bringing you in the year 2022. I'm going to pop this over here because I'm going to clarify with my deck in just a second. Chris is going to kick it off with your oracle cards. So
we will be looking at the Starseed oracle card first, to look at the relationship that is going to be coming or progressing.
wow.
And what we have is baby steps. Follow your intuition before it makes sense. Okay, so a lot is going on here. Maybe this is something that is in the works, but it's not quite yet completed. But as you can see, there is work being made. There has been groundwork set before, and all these other pieces of the puzzle are kind of drifting, just sort of waxing together, kind of like a Tetris puzzle.
Yeah, I'm seeing this person here as you, pile 1. Here's like this doorway of stepping through. So whether this is you and a specific person who perhaps have maybe already started something, things progressing forward slowly but surely. I also want to say, for those of you who are, because what we're going to have to do for each pile is go through those who are in a relationship, those who are on the edges of a relationship, either in or out, and those who are single. So for those of you who are in a relationship, in a solid relationship, this is definitely things progressing. Okay, now when Chris said there's a lot of things going on here, absolutely, and the you and this person, or these people perhaps, depending on what kind of relationship this is, will be taking slow but steady steps, right? Baby steps, yeah, exactly. Maybe you feel like you want to do everything at once. Maybe you feel like you want to run before you can walk, but baby steps. The baby must learn. This relationship will be growing and expanding and learning through each other, right? As you move forward, it's a year of getting things done, but at a slow, steady, secure pace. Not all at once, not running 100 miles an hour, right? Action is absolutely here, but it's happening incrementally the way it needs to. Those of you who are in a relationship, either if you are on your way into a relationship, you've just met somebody new, or you are in the process of that, then again, this is the two of you getting to know each other little by little. Maybe not throwing all of your eggs into one basket all at once, but rather letting it grow and unfold, and actually allowing yourself to feel the process of falling in love. That, it takes a while. It also feels like it's quite not casual, but this is a very fun, loving connection that you're heading into with this baby steps, right? It's making me think of inner child. It's making me think of, kids who have crushes and who feel butterflies in their stomach because they're so happy, etc. If you're on your way out of a relationship, or is that something that you're considering, or something that you're maybe looking towards in the year 2022, you will absolutely be progressing towards that. But I feel like this baby steps is needed in order for it to happen in the healthiest and, I want to say, tamest way for everyone involved, because it's not always easy having to end things, but sometimes that is just what has to happen, and you will be finding out a way to do that that is for the best for everyone involved, right? And with this baby steps.
And in your case, pile one, I see a lot of simple kind of approaches going on, a singular focus.
Yeah.
There's no need to look at all the interworkings and all the gears and how they work. Not yet.
Yeah.
Not at this point in time.
And for those of you who are single and don't really have anything going on in the pipelines at all, follow your intuition before it makes sense. This is asking you to go with your heart over your head, following your heart before your head can make sense of it, right? Now, yes, sometimes we can end up in relationships that are just fun and casual, etc., right? But that seems to be part of your evolution here, pile one, if that is the case, where you are being encouraged to just go with the flow, to experience things as they come to you. It feels like a very present moment kind of energy, right? Where you're a single person, you're out, you're meeting somebody on one night, and maybe you text and you message for a week, and then something else happens and you move on, and so be it. You're not going to get hung up on that one person, wondering why they didn't text back, or wondering why you're now getting distracted by somebody else. No, you're going with it step by step, going with the flow and allowing things to come forward to you in an excitable, again, inner child kind of way. This looks like a single person who's learning to have fun with being single, right? And not being tied down. Right, I'm going to clarify with this, my personal deck, just to get a bit more. Tell me about this action here for pile one. This action word is just sticking out like a sore thumb because it's by itself. Oh yes, pile one. That is what you want to see. Okay. This is the Six of Pentacles, the Six of Drones. And this is the Two of Skulls, which is the Two of Cups. Beautiful. Again, like that's what you want to see in a relationship reading, by the way, is the Six of Pentacles and the Two of Cups. This is an equal give and take. Those of you who are in a strong relationship or a growing relationship, this is you balancing the two of your energies out, knowing that each of you must remain an individual and filling their own cup in order to be able to give to each other equally, right? I'm going to focus on loving myself and being the best person that I can. That automatically makes this a balanced relationship. As long as the two of you are doing that, that seems like where the baby steps are coming in 2022, right? The two of you learning how to do this together, developing a flow and a balance and a harmony between the two of you, whilst absolutely focus on your individual selves, knowing you are an individual within a very strong, powerful, balanced connection, right? Those of you on the way in who are just meeting somebody, again, it's the same message for you, really. You two will be, I think, not necessarily learning, but finding out that the two of you have so much to give to each other, right? As you grow and the connection becomes more solid and perhaps advances into, you know, an official relationship, the two of you are going to realize that you have a lot to offer each other. Nourishing is the word. This is a nourishing relationship. Those of you who are on your way out, you're absolutely on your way out because you're looking for something balanced. You are now becoming aware in 2022 of your worth. The Two of Skulls, the Two of Cups. The message is soulmates and love and all of that, right? But the main message is if you want somebody to love you the way you want to be loved, you must love yourself that way. And 2022, you're learning how to do that. Those of you who are not necessarily in the relationship you want to be or where you want to be, and those of you who are single as well, you're learning your self-worth. You're understanding throughout 2022, if I love myself the way I want to be loved and I treat myself the way I want to be treated, I am going to attract that energy towards me, right?
And I would even say, with the destination in mind, the destination will eventually start materializing. You start seeing this star in the background, and maybe that star is the destination, maybe that star is something else. But either way, it's going to be clearer the more and more you go through this door. Yeah.
I mean, that star is essentially this relationship, isn't it? Or the perfect relationship, regardless of what state you're at in your current relationship or having no relationship at all. The goal here, especially in this reading, is to find that perfect love or whatever. And this 2022 is you bringing it to yourself, like of your own accord, and that's what's then physically attracting it to you, right? Like being your own best friend, being your own best lover, right? Taking yourself on date nights and things like that. regardless of whether you're with somebody or not, right?
Primarily by striding into a new experience.
Yeah, and those of you as well who are in a relationship too, like your 2022 is going to be a year of, I want to say, calm action. You will be taking action and you will be doing things step by step, baby steps, but it seems like you're doing it quite peacefully. I mean, these two are tightrope walking, carrying these 6 drones between them, balancing each other out. But I feel like you're more like Richie down here, who is a cat, so who can just walk over it with no problem whatsoever, right? I feel like there's this peace and this calm that is coming from taking these baby steps, especially those of you who are already in a progressing relationship, because you seem to be reaching a stage of really being able to identify and utilize the positives and the negatives, the strengths and the weaknesses of each other, right? Because you know them for yourselves. So you can shore each other up, you can strengthen each other and help balance each other out, right? So let's have a look at how this relationship or these relationships will be affecting your life. Let me move that out of the way.
And for this, we will be looking at the Moonology Tarot Oracle deck.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
I'm pretty sure you just said that, didn't you?
Step out of your comfort zone. Step into something new, the North Node. Yes, so the
Very
North
similar
Node.
colors going on as well. Look.
The North Node is what I always kind of think of as what people think of with the North Star and navigation. Just kind of a reference point.
Your North Node is where you want to be heading in life. Yeah, absolutely. And I love that this came out as well. Bring love into the equation. But what I always say about this card, if you have a look at the character, she's pouring the water, but the water is flowing back into herself. It's like this constant cycle. And that is self-love, you guys, right? Aquarius is about individuality, revolutionary self. Like it wants to be individual. Aquarius wants to be almost quirky and eccentric.
Into the world in a lot of ways.
Aquarius wants to be itself and show that to the world, right? Now, for some of you, it seems like, yeah, this is going to be out of your comfort zone, perhaps, like showing off your real self or being vulnerable, right? For some of you, being vulnerable with bring love into the situation, in order to be able to balance these energies out, right? You have strengths and your partner has strengths. You have weaknesses, your partner has weaknesses. But it seems like the vulnerability for you, Pile One, comes from, first of all, being vulnerable enough to find out what those strengths and weaknesses are, right? You can't necessarily, you're not going to get a true accurate picture of what your own strengths and weaknesses are and what your partner's strengths and weaknesses are, unless you are vulnerable enough to feel those things in the first place. Yeah.
So this becomes the primary concern then. Yeah. The water energy is all about being in this certain case. Being yourself rather than doing.
Well, that's what Aquarius is. Aquarius doesn't do it. It is, right? It's I always see Aquarius as a very personified star sign, right? It has like a person rather than an animal, or right? I feel like everyone has that inner everything, but I feel like Aquarius is something that we all really, really want. Like we all wish we could have that Aquarius energy of, I'm just going to be myself and I don't really care. I'm going to be weird. I'm going to be colorful or not colorful. I'm going to be this. I'm going to be that. I'm going to say this. I'm going to, right? And for you, it's seems like it's something that you're not necessarily attuned with right now, right? It's not something necessarily that you have had much practice in being yourself 100% in relationships before, because obviously we always try and pretend we're something, or we put on a mask, or we've all done it, you guys. That's how we learn. And this is 2022 is you learning that in order to truly appreciate the balance and the harmony between you and another person, regardless of whether you're with somebody or not, you must first be able to recognize your own strengths and, more importantly, your own weaknesses, which is the one that's harder to face, isn't it? We can all own up to our strengths. It's a little harder for most of us to readily admit what our weaknesses are. And some of us don't even know what those weaknesses are. It may be that 2022, you're finding out what some of these weaknesses are. You're finding out where it is that you are most vulnerable, and where it is that a partner or a prospective partner, a possible partner, can shore you up and make you stronger, right?
All part of the process of reflecting very slowly. It's not just being careful in baby steps, but also remembering and reflecting and thinking about these things.
And as well, I want to say there's like excitement here too, because again, I'm seeing this in a child, and then I'm seeing step out of your comfort zone, which stepping out of your comfort zone can be things like going on a roller coaster, right? Like, it's out of your comfort zone to be going that fast and that high up and whirling around. That's why you get both nervous and excited. I'm feeling this kind of energy for you, Pile 1, where you are both nervous and excited. You're both a little bit scared and terrified, but also tremendously looking forward to things, right? And the key to harnessing the positive aspects, to shunting yourself and moving yourself forward instead of like halting, is to remember that this is kind of the main point. Right? When you're out of your comfort zone, yes, you feel scared. Yes, you feel terrified. Yes, you don't know what's going to happen and all of those things, but you're focused on this, right? You're focused on the love aspect, which is I'm excited and I can't wait. And I wonder what will happen because of this, etc. Right? Again, regardless of what stage or whether you're in a relationship or not, right? This is just you and how you're viewing relationships in 2022. Okay.
All right, and then the one thing to look out for.
Something to clear. Oh, interesting.
Fortuna, fates.
Fate. Okay.
Okay, so this is definitely towards something, and maybe you are thinking about the end game right now, or are wondering what that is at this moment in time.
I think.
But I feel like
fate is always something that is, I don't want to say apocalyptic, but fate feels worse, right? When somebody says fate, oh, it's my fate to live this way or have this thing or experience these things, it feels slightly more negative than it's destiny. If something bad happens to somebody, they don't necessarily say, oh, it was his destiny to crash his car or to total his car. Like, it's more fate, right? So this feels like maybe Pile 1, you have been brooding, I want to say, in the negativity of thinking that it's your fate to be alone, or it's your fate to be with a specific kind of person. It's your fate to experience a certain kind of love. It's your fate to not experience a certain kind of love, or something like this. It feels like this is something you've been telling yourself when it comes to relationships. You're not meant to have it, or it wasn't meant for you, or you could have it, but it's your fate to live a different life or something. It feels like this is, because I mean, this is Dark Goddess Tarot, Dark Goddess Oracle, you guys, and she is all about shadow messages. So what we're doing here is actually looking at shadow aspects of yourself, which is why I say it feels like it's something that's been holding you back, that you tell yourself you can't have it, that you won't have it, that it's not meant for you, or that if you do have it, something will go wrong, right?
Yeah.
Oops.
And in a lot of ways, I feel like this is, something about accepting it or looking at something a different way.
Yes, definitely.
Both of those ways could be acceptable.
Yeah, instead of looking at things as in you're fated to a certain life, or you're fated to a certain situation. Maybe, I mean, this is a North Node, and the North Node talks about destiny. That's your destiny. It's where you're meant to be heading. You called it the North Star, right? So you've been viewing things as you're fated to have things one way, or to have a certain kind of relationship. In 2022, you're taking baby steps into realizing that actually your destiny is entirely different than what it is that you think you're fated to, right? Ooh, that's the Knight of Cups, yo.
Ooh.
Yeah, look at that. So you really want that kind of love. You want the kind of love that is Prince Charming and Princess, whatever her name is. You call it whatever you want, right? You want the kind of love that is romantic, that is full of gestures and surprises and roses and flowers and what do guys like? You're a guy. What do guys like? What's the guy version of roses and flowers? Roses and flowers,
castles, and
oh no, that's you personally.
That's my personal.
I was thinking, like, I don't know, lingerie, and so I don't know, whatever guys like. You know what I mean, guys? This is the ultimate romance. Okay, that's absolutely what you're wanting, but you've been telling yourself for a long time. Again, you don't. It's not that you've been telling yourself. I don't think you've been telling yourself that you're not worth it, but I feel like you've been telling yourself that it just wasn't meant for you in this lifetime, or you can't have. I can't even, like, there's so many messages going on about whatever it is you've been telling yourself. You've been telling yourself that it's not your destiny, right? And it absolutely is. And 2022, you're taking slow, steady, and assured steps towards your self-worth. I've now got the Two of Pentacles, which is coming out in the place of that Two of Skulls, Two of Cups, you guys, right? This is a balance between it. A balance between you loving yourself and just being your own biggest fan and your own best friend and your own greatest lover or whatever, treating yourself that way, and then in your physical reality, Pentacles, it being reflected back at you, right? This gesture, this romance, this Prince Charming. The Knight of Cups is Prince Charming, you guys. You are absolutely meant to have it. Of course, everybody is meant to experience that kind of love, right? Provided we do the work to clear the stuff and all of that kind of thing, right? Pile one, you're clearing your lack of faith. You're clearing your lack of belief. You're clearing your lack of thinking that things are only meant to be one way for you, when in actual fact, it was always meant to be the way that you wished it was going to be. That's why you wished it was going to be that way, by the way, was because you were meant to have it, right? That's literally why you wished for it. So, I mean, it's super exciting as far as 2022 is concerned. So let's pull a final message of advice.
And what we'll do is we'll pull the animal cards.
When it comes to 2022, what is the advice in love and relationships?
All right, and what advice do we have for pile one?
Oh,
we have the Goose Spirits.
Nice.
Take time to rest and recuperate rather than continuing your striving. Yes, this completely echoes what we've been saying, pile one.
I'm kind of feeling that baby steps again, right? Let me just pull that forward. What does it say? Follow your intuition before it makes steps. It feels like it's you are taking action in 2022, right? It's not that you're not doing anything. It's not that you're sitting back and nothing is happening and you're not causing anything to happen, but it truly is. It feels like the steps and the action that you are taking, it's calm, it's relaxed, it's assured, it's centered, it's grounded. This feels like you're not running around like a headless chicken trying to pull pieces together and have something held together. You're just taking action and then peacefully allowing things to unfold, right? In your relationships, especially your own. This feels like a relationship with yourself, guys, right? Like with how much you love yourself, with how much you value and worship and see your own self-worth.
Exactly. Take the time to get to know yourself in this time. You will be surprised about what things you find in those quiet moments.
Feels like 2022, pile one, you're falling in love with yourself, right? Because you seem to have gone through this somewhat state of rebirth, because I'm seeing this North Node here, like you're absolutely, boom, heading towards the right direction destiny-wise. So you've obviously gone through massive transition and change in the last year, a couple of years. And then 2022, you're now like falling in love with yourself. It's really what I want to say. You're going to fall in love with yourself, with everything that you are, everything that you've created, everything that you've become, everything you've overcome, right?
Yeah. Geese know what they want. Geese know what they own and what their land looks like.
Yeah.
And they're not scared to chase anyone off the premises.
Yeah, exactly.
So you are getting that. It's steepening for you, pile one.
You have a year ahead of you of being so sure, so concretely sure in your actions and your decisions and your choices when it comes to your individual self, that you are just either propelling your current relationship forward, or you are like heading straight into something so strong and balanced and reciprocal, right? Shared. You're meeting somebody who you are completely balanced with, where there's no one giving too much and the other one not giving enough, or anything like that. It's just a complete equal give and take. And you have different things to give each other, of course. We don't all have the same things to give each other. That would be boring. But what you do have to give pile one will be absolutely 100% equally reciprocated. And all of your actions and your decisions will be so sure and strong and knowing when it comes to love and relationships next year that you're pretty much North Node. You're not going to be able to put a foot wrong, pile one, right? So just a word of what's the word? Warning, caution, whenever next year, whenever you feel like you've done something wrong, or you didn't get the right person, or oh no, this isn't the right one, I'm failing, or whatever. No. You can't do, as far as love and relationships comes next year, pile one, you can't step a foot wrong. Baby steps. Every step that you take will be exactly 100% the right step. And you need to go into 2022 knowing that as well, because you're going to be able to make your decisions from an even calmer place, because you just know, right? Intuition. Take time to rest, recuperate. I'm just seeing you so relaxed, just knowing. It's just this weird inner knowing that you have. You don't even question it yourself anymore, pile one, right? So I was kind of really cool because I was expecting more of a relationship-y message to come, but it seems like it's more about your relationship with yourself, pile one, which is great. So let me know.
Very important part of
exactly. Otherwise, how are we supposed to have a healthy relationship, right? So you guys, let me know how it resonates for you in the comment section. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe, and share it with people. That's how you help the channel to grow. Check out all the information down below for social media and donations via PayPal. Always appreciated and never expected, you guys. And of course, check out our brand new podcast, The Mystery Pirates, which is free here on YouTube and available on all your favorite podcast platforms. So please check us out there, and we'll see you next time.
Have a good one, pile one.
Hey, pile two, let's get into your reading. Have a look at what love is bringing. Love and relationships in 2022. Chris, kick it off with the Oracle cards.
Of course.
So.
And what we'll look at is the nature of this relationship.
Whoa! Interesting.
The great severing.
Mars energy.
Conflicts.
Anger, conflict.
Softening to love.
Wow, interesting. So I think we have a bit of a steely-hearted person, slightly. Maybe have some walls and some lead barriers up around the heart. It's kind of what I'm getting here.
And perhaps this feels like this is going towards something that is better.
Yeah, basically bringing those walls down. Yeah, softening up those. I mean, it literally says softening to love. You've been hurt. Pile two. I mean, who hasn't? But you have been hurt. Okay, straight away with Mars energy, anger, conflict, severing. I'm seeing the word severe in there, right?
Yeah, some walls have got to fall.
You've been hurt, of course. I want to say multiple times for some of you as well. For most of you, multiple times, or at least you've just experienced that deep, entrenched, dark abyss of what romance and love and relationships can do to people, right? So there's some trust issues, there's some I want to say triggering kind of mechanisms perhaps at work when it comes to you in your love life, pile two. But 2022, it seems like there is a connection, or possibly multiple, like platonic friends and things like that are coming into your life that will be like attacking those walls and bringing them down, right? Opening you up to what relationships, romance and love, whether it's romantic love, platonic love, the unconditional love, what it truly can be and how much light it can bring to the darkness, right? We see this black sky here. That was how you were looking at things, and now you're starting to see the light in 2022, right?
And we also see this river right here, so maybe you are following a river. You in a metaphorical sense, you are taking things very pragmatically as they come, and you're just trying to find the next thing. but that next thing I feel is around the corner. It just has to come after a bit of severing,
Yeah.
a little bit of shaking things up in this case.
Yeah. I feel like this river is your emotions. I mean, water is emotions, and it's a very small river right now. Pile 2, and it's it's amidst the desert, right? In the desert where there's nothing, and you see like there's no water. Here is this nourishing water running through. Like you have this inside of you. Pile 2. You have access, even if it feels like it's only a tiny little bit of emotion that you have access to it. 2022, like this is just going to increase more and more. Like the river is going to get deeper, right?
Exactly.
Wider. Oh, I need to clarify. Actually, I'm going to clarify.
The river changes in deserts. It'll start off small, and even a stream can be considered a river. But as the seasons change, you start seeing the hard work pay off more and more.
I'm here in pile 2. Oh, so clearly. Hold on. Let me see. I've got to get this out right. As deeply as you have felt negativity and have been hurt by love and romance and relationships, you can also feel those heights. Right? As deeply as you've been cut, as deeply as you've been bruised and wounded by these things, you can also feel the heights of that as well, right? 2022 is absolutely you. Look at that, bottom of the deck, Judgment. Boom. As deeply as you've been hurt is as deeply as you can love, pile 2, right? Or as highly as you can love.
You have a lot of reserves that you've stored up for this.
Yeah, this is material resources. This is money and things and stuff that you need. It's stuff that you need, and then stuff that you want on top of stuff that you need with the Nine of Pentacles, you guys. Oh, you have everything that you need to. And there is that water. That was, like she's
There's
in a pool
energy.
of water. Okay, so you have everything you need physically, and you have the spiritual fortitude here with the High Priestess as well to, I want to say, like to dive in, right? Is what I'm hearing. I feel like you've got a tendency, pile 2, I've got the 5 of Wands on the bottom of the deck here as well. You've got a tendency here to know innately the truth of, love, and the fact that it's great and you can feel it and have it and all of that kind of stuff. But I feel like you distract yourself, or you put yourself off, or you fight away and ignore these true, like this innate, this intuitive knowing, right? And instead turn your head to the ground and just be like, actually, I don't even want to really think about it at all, right? Instead of knowing that you have everything that you need, knowing that you can be loved and love as deeply as you've been hurt, you just choose not to listen to it, right? There's you don't listen, it's not that you don't know how to listen to your heart necessarily, but you're afraid to listen to your heart. Pile 2, you seem to have been for a long time afraid to listen to your heart because you'll get hurt again, right? Even though there is in your heart, you know the truth that you have so much love to give and that you are so lovable, right? 2022 is coming into a realization of that, especially with that Judgment card as well, really coming into a final realization of, oh my gosh, I have been holding myself back this entire time. I have been the one getting in my way. It's never really been about the fact that people might hurt me or I might get hurt. It's the fact that I've been holding myself back from even possibly not getting hurt in the first place, right?
2022 feels like this might be one of those times where you're reflecting on your guard and where to do it. and
Yeah, where to
set
lower it, where to raise it, where to, you know,
where to place it.
yeah, to not have it raised all the time, right?
So we're going to pull out some Moonology cards to look at
So
some
how is this?
further messages.
Wow! Shut up and get out. Shut up.
Okay,
Stop.
so this is about letting down your guard slightly.
No!
It's time to release the negativity
I love when this happens.
and to hold your vision. So, yeah, there's two parts of you. There's a part of you that knows what it wants.
Oh yeah.
And then there's the part of you that builds yourself up saying you can't have it unless.
Yeah. Or you're not worth it, or if you have it, then this will happen again, or something like that, right? Okay, first thing I want to talk about here, pile one, is this is the full moon in Scorpio. Scorpio's original ruler is Mars, right? Scorpio, what color is Scorpio? Do you remember what color?
Black and red.
Black and red. Red because of Mars and black because of Pluto, right? Scorpio is representative of, yes, transformation, of change, of shedding old past things, release negativity, and entering into a new cycle. But its original ruler is Mars. Scorpio has a sting. It has pincers. It's got venom and stuff, right? Scorpio can be negative. It can be depressive and down on itself and everything else and life, okay? And then here you've got the fixed moon. Fixed energy, you guys. So what are the fixed signs? Taurus, Leo, and Taurus, Leo, Scorpio, and oh, poop, I've forgotten. What's the air signs? Libra, I think.
Yeah, I think Libra.
Scorpio is one of the fixed signs, though. Or is it Aquarius? I can't remember. But that fixed energy, you guys, is stubborn. Fixed energy is staying right there and not moving from the spot, right? You have two different kinds of people who hoover, who vacuum, right? You got the one kind of person who follows themselves around with the vacuum, and then you've got the person who stands in one spot and vacuums out from the spot that they're standing in. That's you, pal, too. When it comes to love, you've been standing in one spot and just, I mean, not even reaching out necessarily at all for some of you, but standing in your one spot where I'm not moving from here. I have been hurt. I'm gonna be hurt. That's it. I'm never gonna love again. I'm not lovable, etc., etc. Right? Now, if we release negativity and remove the perception that we're gonna be hurt again and actually accept the truth that we will find love, right? Like being hurt is just a part and a process of it, right? Then the vision suddenly changes to I will find love. It's no longer I can't or I'm not worth it. It's I will, right?
Sometimes that means taking something that is not in your control.
Yeah.
Or accepting something that is not in your control. And that can be scary.
Yeah,
especially
like for example,
if you are militantly ready for anything.
Yeah, especially as far as like other people, you know, like we can't control other people. Most of us in relationships,
we're not meant to.
Yeah, that have had, you know, serious ones or whatever. Most of us have been hurt. It's just, it is truly part of it. That's how we learn what we want and what we don't want. It's how we can move past things and then start adopting new ways of thinking and being for ourselves. Like relationships are so much more than just I want that person just for the basic, you know, it's got to be nourishing and fulfilling and all of those things. Now, most of us will get hurt, but pile 2, 2022, you're putting hurt aside in order to be able to verify, like clarify for yourself what it is that you actually do want. You've been in this cycle for quite a while. I don't want this. I don't want to get hurt. I don't want to get hurt, so I'm not even going to try. I don't want to experience that again, so I'm not even going to go for it in the first place, right?
Because whatever this unknown is, it's playing into what you want.
Yeah, and now 2022, this boundary and these walls that you've put up, you will be slowly tackling and dealing with in order to allow yourself to just believe that you can be loved and that you can love, that you can have the love that you want, that you are not going to get hurt every single time. You're not going to get hurt every single time, right? So it's very interesting what's come up here, because the Dark Goddess was meant to tell us what it is that you're supposed to be clearing in 2022 in order to experience your relationships to the fullest potential. However, you've got time to release negativity, so
maybe she'll cross the T's or dot the I's.
Wow.
Deception.
There it is.
Okay.
There it is, pile 2.
So that question mark that hovers over you.
Yeah.
That's what you need to get rid of.
You have been hurt, lied to, cheated on, possibly deception, something that was, ouch.
Something of a past energy really hit hard.
This is, I mean, it says it for self-deception, you know, in whatever way that you were deceived or lied to or whatever, pile 2, it's still affecting you. And it has been affecting you. And you're going to realize over the next 12 months just how it's been affecting you. And then that realization is, it makes you more aware. And as you become more aware, then your actions and your demeanor and your self starts to change, because you're no longer, these things are no longer controlling you. You are now in control, pile 2, right? You're going to be moving past all of this in 2022, right? So it really does feel like there isn't really a specific relationship that you're entering into. This feels like, again, kind of like with pile 1, more of a personal message, right? Of it's 2022 is all about you, pile 2. It's not really about you finding love or connecting with a specific person. It's you clearing your palette, clearing your plate, wiping the whiteboard, and clearing the canvas.
Overcoming.
Yeah, it's 2022 is a year of you overcoming and conquering this finally, right? So that it's not going to drag you down anymore. It's not going to hold you back anymore. And then maybe 2023 is when you're actually going to start seeing the results of all of this coming forward, right? But it's going to be so worth it. So worth it.
Last file 2, because you have worked for this, whatever this is, whatever this relationship is. And we have pulled the Mouse Spirit as our final piece of advice. You're overlooking some important details, so pay closer attention to what's going on. So yes, the answer probably lies within the cracks, something that has been there for a while, but you either have chosen not to see, or you just haven't been looking in the right direction.
This is absolutely your subconscious here, pile 2, my friend. Absolutely your subconscious. Maybe you didn't even, well, no, that's not true. You do know. You absolutely do know what it is and how it is that you've been holding yourself back. But I don't think you've necessarily realized that the potency of how much it controls you, how much it controls your emotional responses and how you interact with people and situations, especially romantic or, you know, friendships, even family and things like that, that you don't realize how much this impacts you when it comes to all of your relationships, right? And this is getting down to the tiny, minute details of you, pile 2, and of why you think this way. Why do you believe these things? Why is it that you assume that you're going to be hurt over and over and over again every single time you try, right? I feel like you're unraveling the web of yourself to get to the nitty gritty of who you are and what it is that you have to offer and what it is that you actually want from another person, right? Rather than a year of, you know, meeting people and having whirlwind romances and all of that kind of stuff. You're really getting down and serious with yourself now, pile 2. In 2022, you're really getting to grips with yourself, right? Which again is like the perfect message, by the way. Like if I do a relationship reading and all that comes out is messages about the person, it's just like, yes, this is exactly how it's supposed to be. You are meant to be involved with yourself, right? You are meant to be working solely on yourself, because that is what's going to attract the perfect thing forward, and other people who are also working on themselves, right? Not also stuck in a rut or just looking for a way out or an escape or something like that, right? You're actually, you're your own escape, right?
This foundation that you're setting, Pile 2, is going to spiral into many things beyond just relationships.
Absolutely, yeah.
So it's always good to have a good center.
100%. Yeah, this is it's not just your, like, again, like I said, you don't realize how much of an impact this has on all areas, more areas of your life than just relationships. This thing of being hurt, let down, assuming that you will, a fear of failure perhaps, or being lied to or something like this, right? Broken promises, etc. And guys, we all have that, okay? Like, I have that right now, but you're in 2022, you're learning how to not let it have control of you. Yeah, you're still gonna feel it, by the way. Sometimes you just still feel it, and that's the way that it is. But you'll know how to deal with it in future, right? It won't stop you from meeting someone. It won't stop you from getting to know someone and falling in love, right? Because you will be able to see it, recognize it, and know why it's there, and be able to just move on, right? So, Pile 2, it's the year of you. 2022 is the year of you, okay? So yeah, let me know how this resonates for you. I will be doing a more in-depth reading at a later point for the entirety of 2022. But this wasn't necessarily even like romance, rather it was just more a personal message, which I like, whatever. So make sure you check in with that other one, because hopefully there will be more messages in there for you. And don't forget to check out all the links down below for social media, private readings, and donations via PayPal. And check out our brand new podcast, The Mystery Pirates, which is free here on YouTube. So go ahead and have a listen and give us a subscribe there as well, you guys. Totally love you. Have a great end of the year, and I'll see you next time.
All of our best, Pile 2.
Hey, Pile 3. Let's get into your reading. Going to have a look at what kind of relationships possibly you are attracting to yourself in 2022. Kick it off.
Yeah, absolutely. So we are going to look at that nature of the relationship, whether it's romantic, whether it's platonic.
Aww.
And we have all paths lead home.
Well, I'm going to clarify this straight away, you guys, because I'm getting like a heck of a message, but I don't want to say anything before I clarify, because I'm just like, wait, really? Okay, that's a pretty big message there. Yeah.
Pretty good idea, but I'll let you take it. Take it
Inner
away.
authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. All paths lead home. Okay. Ooh. Wow. That's pretty much turning your gaze within, huh? Got blindfolds on, yo. Wow. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. One more flight, please. This is way too much. What have I got? I've got the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Cups with the Wheel and the 6 of Pentacles. All right. Pile 3. This is something I don't think you see this coming. I don't know what it is.
It's not a linear path at all.
Yeah, with this, I've got the Wheel, 10 of Wands, the 10 of Cups, and I've got the 6 of Pentacles, the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, a wish fulfillment. This is, you're getting summer here. There's Prince Charming, by the way, a King of Knight of Cups. That's the Knight in shining armor. Pile 3, there is a relationship here. Don't think you see it coming. Okay. This is either a relationship that you don't see coming, right? Or you're in a connection with somebody already, and there's something happening that you don't see coming, okay? It's something awesome. It's something really awesome, you guys. The Wheel is like massive changes, massive, huge changes, like things just flipping 180, life looking one way the 1 minute and another way because of some news or something happening, which seems to be what's happening here, right? 10 of Wands here is not having to carry things so heavily anymore, right? But this is also moving you guys, because the way I'm seeing the rest of this come out, the 10 of Wands is also a card of like physically moving from one house to another. And the 10 of Skulls, this is the 10 of Cups with the Sun, you guys, by the way. I mean, that's the two happiest cards in the deck. It's literally pure happiness. That's what they're both about, right? With the 9 of Cups, the 6 of Wands, and the 6 of Pentacles. 9 of Cups is a wish fulfillment. 6 of Wands is victory, winning, achievement, achieving something physical here. 6 of Pentacles. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm going to stop blabbing on.
So I feel like this is you going through an emotional maze in a lot of ways, just because of all of the water energy flowing around this card.
Swords. That's the 8 of Swords.
Okay. Well,
There's your
mental
water
then.
energy.
Mental then. Okay.
There's
I
your
was
water.
just I was just preoccupied by the
Oh, this water.
No, but from
Oh.
the center card.
I thought you meant this water.
No, just the center one.
Right.
And just because it looks like a maze, it looks like one of those rock mazes I've seen in retreats.
We have
every
one at
now
the
and then.
cathedral. There's sometimes at the cathedral they'll put one down on the floor, and it's not rocks, it's just like masking tape or something, but you have to find your way to the middle of it. But oh wow.
And all the markers are within. There's some that are outside and they're kind of like clues that you're following. But in order to get to the center, you have to go away from the path and then back in.
Which is probably why we're feeling this here, right? If we are feeling any anxiety or fear or worry, it's coming from the fact that it looks like we're having to go away from the center or wherever it is we're trying to reach. But in actual fact, it's not even the long way round. It's just the way.
It's a lot like
the way you have to go.
It's a lot like when a polar bear hunts and is poking his head over the ice caverns and just trying to peek at where his prey is in proximity to that. And sometimes he gets very lucky and very close, and sometimes he gets very unlucky, lost in the swim, and then he ends up emerging very far. It's a lot like that.
Yeah, this is, you don't see it coming because you think you're walking away from the goal, right? It seems like maybe right now, I feel like right now, it seems like you're getting further and further and further away from the kind of relationships and the kind of love that you want. But what's actually happening is it's almost like a detour. It's not even a detour. It's just the way you have to go in order to have the love you want. You could walk in a straight line over these rocks, but you're going to miss valuable information and important lessons that are going
miss the scenic route.
That are going to lead you to the love that you want, right? Because whoops, careful. You've got to go in a certain direction and via a certain path to reach the thing that you want, right? Am I making sense? Does that make sense?
Yeah, absolutely.
You can take a shortcut if you want to, pile 3, but the result is not going to be half of what it is that you're actually looking for, right? So there is, if you want the thing that you want, if you want the love you want, if you want the relationship you want, or you want the kind of life with your partner that you want, then you're going to have to take that other way around, right? And trust me, it's not even a longer way. It probably feels like it's going to be longer, but it won't be. It won't be, because this is something you don't see coming. The 8 of Swords and that with the blindfolds and the wheel, I always see that. Again, it came out with the 6 of Wands, the 9 of Cups, the 10 of Cups. That's all great, awesome energy. It's making you very happy, pile 3. But maybe right now, it just feels like you can look across the road and see the relationship that you want or the lifestyle, the kind of romance that you want, but you're having to walk down the road to cross at the pedestrian crossing and then walk back up. Because if you just walk across the road, you might get hit by a car, or the other person might get hit, metaphorically, obviously, pile 3, might get hit by a car. You like walk down the road, go across the pedestrian crossing, and then double back. I know it seems like it's longer, and I know that seems counterintuitive to you, maybe, pile 3, but trust. Inner authority, intuition, turn your gaze within. All paths lead home. That path down the road, across, and back up again is still taking you where you want to go. And it's taking you somewhere that's better than if you just ran across the road and grabbed it right now, right?
So to further chart this, we're going to look at the Moonology cards that were pulled for you. Pile 2.
Yeah, so this is how the
Pile 3.
pile 3, yeah.
Pile 3, yeah.
This is how the relationships will be affecting you, or affecting your life anyway. Ooh!
So yes,
Ooh!
there is a future that
Oh.
is bright beyond this.
This really feels like it's this way around, right?
Exactly, yeah, that
Yeah.
makes much more sense.
Your commitment is being tested.
Mm-hmm.
New Moon Taurus, prosperity lies ahead. Okay, there's that 9 of Cups, yo. There's that 10 of Cups. There's that Sun. There's that 6 of Pentacles. There's that 6 of Wands. That is you having the life you want, having the love you want, either with your partner now or prospective future partner, whatever. It's what you freaking want. Mm-hmm. Can you stick at it though?
Yeah.
Can you stick at it?
This is the final voice in the head before you cross the door.
This isn't like, can you stick at it as in, will you be committed to the relationship? Hell to the no, pile 3. This is, how much do you want that thing that's across the road, right? Do you want it enough to walk down the road, cross over, and double back on yourself? And knowing, inner authority, intuition, knowing that this is what it's going to look like, prosperity and abundance when you get there. If you run across that road now, this is not what you're going to receive. You won't, it's not prosperity, and it won't be, well, it will just be a fraction. Let's put it that way. If you try and run across the road now, right? Are you committed enough to this, right? To take that other route, right? That's kind of like, it's a test. It really is. 2022 is a test of your commitment to not only yourself, and by no means at all really to a relationship. It's notwithstanding, you would be committed to your relationship. That's not in question here. It's your commitment to have the relationship that you want, to have the kind of lifestyle with your partner and with your future partner that you want, right? To take the long, no, it's not, I don't even want to say it's the long way around. It's not the long way around.
It can feel like the long way around sometimes, absolutely. But
it's not the long way around at all. It's
taking the time right that you need.
Yeah, it's the right way for you to go, pile 3, because once you get there, you're going to be so much happier. Oh my gosh, if I could give you a side-by-side picture, pile 3, of you grabbing the thing across the road now, and you taking a different route to get there, like the difference would be astonishing, and you would automatically go, well, of course I'm going to take the other way around. If that's how it's going to look when I get out, is prosperity, abundance, and everything that I wanted, then of course I'm going to take the long way around. Well, I'm telling you now, pile 3, okay? I can't give you the physical representation of that, but I'm telling you, and trust me, I can tell the future, right? I can tell the future, right? So just go down the road, cross over, and go back. I promise you are going to be so much happier, even though you feel like you're taking a detour. You're not. So what needs to be cleared?
What needs to be put out of the way or dealt with?
Wow.
Curiosity.
That feels like something that doesn't need to be put out of the way at all. That feels like something that needs to be brought into the light. Truly. Right?
I suppose maybe it's just the temptation to take a shortcut in this case.
Yeah, if there is a temptation here. Yeah,
that could be what it's addressing.
But it also feels like a curiosity of, okay, if I take a different route, what else is going to happen along the way? Carl Pilkington was saying that how he doesn't like sat-navs because he likes to discover his way. It's all right to get lost and get out a map because then you discover some things, right? And he said, what happens if you go down an alleyway? Ricky said, what happens if you go down an alleyway and there's a dead end or whatever? And Carl's like, well, I'm just going to go and have a look myself. I'm going to go and have a look. And he's like, oh, look, there's a box of money there I found. Now, obviously, we're not going to go down an alleyway and find a box of money. But it feels like this is kind of the curiosity that you should look towards adopting, pile 3, that you should feel curious about what's going to happen if I go this way and that way around. How much bigger could it be if I just do it that way, right?
Or perhaps even thinking about it analytically. Where is this all leading to?
Yeah, just be curious about it. Want to find yourself wanting to know how much different, how different it could be if you just had it now versus if you took the route that's you're being shown, right? If you take a shortcut, yes, you will have the thing, but you're forever going to wonder what it is that you could have had if you took the right route that you were being shown. If you trusted the process and if you stuck to your guns, okay, maybe I'm going away right now, or it feels like I'm going away from it, but actually, this is where I'm heading, right? You rob yourself the curiosity if you just take the shortcut, right? It's not even the cheater's way out. It's just, people always say, like, have no regrets, right? This is something that you, like, this is an opportunity that you wouldn't want to regret, the kind of relationship and lifestyle that you want with your perfect partner. So
yeah, it's a question of clearing away any internal or exterior doubts.
yeah,
that
I mean, you can
form that
still feel the
question.
doubts. They're still going to be there, but you're not acting in because of the doubts. You're almost acting in spite of them, right? Regardless of the fact that they're there, I'm still going to be curious about what's along this route. I know I'm still headed there. And 50 years down the line, you want to be 50, however, 5 years down the line, you want to be able to look back, just like Sam Witwicky says, and say that you had the guts to get in the car. And you want to be able to say, pile 3, that you had the guts to take a different route, to go a different way, to trust in the process, because this is where you ended up because of that, right? Wow. 2022 is like, I feel like it's going to be a year of unknowns for you, pile 3, but it's not scary unknowns. It's you being curious about the unknown and having a go at things. If you're single, meeting different kinds of people in different kinds of settings, right? Genuinely being curious about what makes you tick, what turns you on, what sets you up, right? What turns you off, all of those kinds of things. Genuinely curious about what will happen if you go to that person's party and you were to randomly meet someone, and then just going with it and having fun with it, right? If you're in a relationship, it's again, not a commitment to each other necessarily. It's a commitment to knowing where the two of you are headed, right? So if I'm going, this is where you want to head, right, which is the center of this maze here, you can take the shortcut and just step over the stones, or you can go all the way up and around and see what happens on the way. You're still going to get there, and you're going to have a whole bunch of freaking awesome experiences on the way as well, right? So you might as well. It's going to be more fun, pile 3, to do it the alternate route, to take this diversion in 2022. Multiple diversions, I feel, right? So, final messages.
Yeah, to
Advice?
set us off with one last parting message from the animal spirits oracle deck.
Oh, the condor.
The condor.
Okay.
You're too enmeshed in this situation, so step back and see the
bigger picture
before making any decisions or taking action.
No way. Oh, I can't with it. I have no words. I love it when this happens.
We can't see the big picture in these kinds of mazes all the time. We just see a bunch of rocks in front of us.
And the bigger picture truly is
flowers.
Yeah, exactly. Or a hedge. The bigger picture truly is like this. It's it's prosperity, abundance, it's things manifesting the life you want with the person you want, regardless of whether you're in a relationship now or not yet or whatever, right? The kind of person you want and the kind of lifestyle you want when it comes to love and romance, right? 2022, you are understanding that although it looks like you're heading away from that goal, although it looks like you're having to go around all the houses and blah, blah, before you get there, the reason that you are doing that is because A, you're waiting for this to blossom and bloom and be the biggest it possibly can, and B, you're having a load of experience on the way as well with curiosity. Trust me, you're not going to be taking this detour and being bored or feeling lost or confused. You are going to be having so much fun that you are going to just see the bigger picture naturally anyway. because you are not even thinking anymore about, oh, got to get to the end. Where's the middle? Okay, got to make to the middle of the maze. Why am I not there yet? Oh no, I'm walking away. You're just going to be enjoying yourself. You're going to be having fun. You're going to be distracted, pile 3, right? And then it's just going to happen, right? With all of that surprising stuff that was coming out, it's just going to happen when you least expect it. Whether this is you're in a relationship and you either take it to the next level, or something happens for the 2 of you where it just changes your life for the both of you, or this is you single and you just are randomly walking in head first into meeting your person. It's because you're not even paying attention to it anymore. You're distracted, right? Right now, you're worried and you're annoyed and possibly scared about the fact that it looks like you're walking away from it. In the next 6 months, you're going to feel so different. You're not even going to be worrying about the fact that you're not heading towards it, because you're going to be soaring above it all, knowing that you're going there, but just enjoying the journey. You're just enjoying the journey, not focused on the destination anymore, right? So pile 3, this is what we have for you. This was actually like the most encouraging reading. This one is kind of, it's making me feel excited, because I don't think you realize like how exciting 2022 is going to be for you. You think it's going to be boring. For you, I feel like, pile 3, you're expecting it to take like to be a lull and a dip in energy, and no. Trust me, you're going to, in the next 3 to 6 months, you're going to be so distracted by everything going on around you that you aren't even going to realize anymore that you're still walking towards your destination. You're going to know it, but you're not going to be paying attention to it. So exciting. I love this reading for you. So let me know how it resonates down in the comment section. Don't forget to hit like, share, subscribe to help us grow the channel. Of course, check out all of the social medias down below: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, you know. And of course, you can check out all of the information for personal and private readings via the website. And you can check out our new podcast, The Mystery Pirates. Got 4 episodes so far, you know. It's been going for like a month. Got like 29 listeners. No, we have. What have we got? I can't even remember, but something it's exciting. Like I love it. So go and check it out here on YouTube, you guys. It's all linked down in the description box, or up in the description box, depending on where you're watching. Have a great end of your year, and we'll see you next time.
All of the best, pile 3.